Hello law aspirants. So today we start with our Hindu vocabulary in a more enthusiastic, in a fiery, vivacious, animated, bubbly, chirpy manner, because students are very happy with various words that they are learning from vocabulary, and not only the words, the Hindu vocabulary is adding on new vistas of knowledge, and this knowledge is something which is incomprehensible. The more you are going to add to your knowledge, the better it is. Let's start with our word for today. Students said, ma'am, we just want to do some 10-15 words every day minimum, and we write the sentences every time we, I've got various screenshots from the students that this is a sentence I made, this is a synonym, this is the antonym that I made. So I welcome and I really appreciate and eulogize your efforts. Your pains will really pay you in the long run. Let's start with our words for today. Yes, the word for today is prominence. Prominence means an important position. You all have to attain the prominent position, an important position in your life. This is something where you are popular, famous. We use the idiom for this, that is a man of letters. Shakespeare is a man of letters, very prominent, very important, a kind of a celebrity, in limelight or focus. The state of being, you can see the note, the word, the state of being important, famous or noticeable, fame, eminence and importance, right? And the opposite would be living an obscure life. Obscure is hidden. The people don't know about your life, you are hidden, you are not important. The word has been repeated twice, so not a problem. It shows the importance of something. So you are living a very hidden life. Like if I would say that Emily Dickinson lived a very obscure life and she was not known, and her poems were published posthumous, and you lawyers have to attain a prominent life. That is very important. Moving on to the second word for today, prognosis. Prognosis is a likely course of medical condition, a forecast of the likely outcome of a situation. कोई भी चीज़ का मतलब एक भविष्यवाणी, forecast. See the word for as a root will always mean before, whether it's foretell or it's a forecast or forebode, right? Various words with coming with this. We have again the root pre, that is before, and the word dict, that is words, right? And prognostication is again the same, prophecy is again the same, telling something beforehand, telling it before it happens, that is prognosis. Something which is a kind of a predicted, estimated surmise, an estimate about what is going to happen in future, whether it's a weather forecast about the paper or about the result or the performance of the students. The teacher is very fond of doing a prognosis. Turning to the antonym for the word, that is an exact calculation, a measurement, something that you do after matching up everything. That is the word here, the antonym, calculation. Let's move to the next word, proficient. You should be a proficient in your work. You remember in the last class only I discussed with you the word, yes, connoisseur, an expert in his field, or the word like perfectionist, adapt or skillful in work, adept, see the opposite in adept, see this, the relation can be easily made, adept, skillful, and I gave you the word dexterous, you remember. Now dexter, that is ambidextrous. See, ambidextrous is a skill of using both hands wonderfully. Ambidextrous is that we remove the word ambi from this, that is two. So dexterous is a skill of using both hands wonderfully. The person, the opposite would be inept, inexpert, incompetence, lacking in something. See the opposite, you have to be proficient in English, adapt in English, you have to have a command over the language, you have to be good at English, right? Please note the preposition. Good at, apt at, proficient or efficient at any field. In any field. We don't say the grammatical error, it will be I am good in English. No, it will be I am good at English, right? Okay, next word is presumptive. Presumptive means something which is of the nature of a presumption. कोई चीज़ आप presume कर रहे हो. Pre का मतलब again same, you are assuming beforehand in the absence of the further information, don't have the further information about it. It's conjectural, conjecture or surmise. Note the word surmise is just an anticipatory answer, right? An educated guesswork, you know, in that. Speculative, tentative or notional as per your speculation, your thoughts. Speculative का मतलब ही होता है which you think, which exists and is a product of your mind. You think that this would be on the basis of your, your guesswork, your surmise. You give an answer, that is an presumption. From the word presumption, presumptive. The opposite would be definite, where it's something which is certain, something which is sure, there is no doubt about it, it is absolutely right, that is definitive. Preposterous. I am reminded of one of the famous short stories. Some student did write to me that they read this short story Karma by Khushwant Singh. A wonderful short story where this person, Sir Mohan Lal, who is an Anglophile, he has been thrown out of the first class coupe, the compartment, because he is travelling where Indians before independence were not allowed to travel in the first class compartment. The first word the person says when he throws him out of the train is preposterous. Preposterous, move this person out, this niggard out, this Indian out. The insult that the Indians had to bear before independence during the time of the British rule has been wonderfully brought out by the word preposterous. Preposterous is contrary to reason, a person who doesn't have a common sense, a person who is very stupid, a person who is imbecile, in fact mad or mentally retarded. Your IQ, the IQ level is very low, right? Utterly absurd or ridiculous, absurd, ridiculous, foolish, stupid and ludicrous. Ludicrous is what? Something funny, something which is meaningless, senseless, useless, pointless. Yes, that is what is the word preposterous. The opposite would be reasonable, sensible, using your proper mind to do something. That is the word here. Okay, let's move to the words further in this category. Predominance. Predominance is a state or a condition of being greater in number, you are more in number. That is predominance. Prevalence, you have a supremacy over something, you have a mastery or a power over something. That is the word we have for the predominance. You know, India has a predominance over various things, over various minerals, over some kind of fields that we have. This is a kind of a superiority. And the opposite would be, of course, bend low, inferiority, subjection, subjugation. We could have the word subjugation. Minority, paucity. You don't do the thing, you stop that thing to happen, you are not prevalent or dominant over it. That is antonym. During the time of British rules, Indians have a subjugate or a subjection position, subjugatory position, and now we have a supremacy and master over various things that we have. Okay. Very important word, please highlight and underline the word. Pragmatic is having practical knowledge. एक दुनियादारी की समझ, you know, this is not by books, you attain it with your experience and knowledge. This is called pragmatic. You know, is you being very prudent and wise. Prudent, you can learn it by the name of the toothpaste that we learned, prudent, or being very wise or witty. The synonyms that we can, dealing with things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than the theoretical consideration. The practical knowledge होना, आपको पता हो कि इस चीज़ को कैसे handle करना है. There is some kind of things where we do practical knowledge, you know, that kind of thing which is very practical, realistic, sensible. You have a ground reality. You know, my mother cooks, she adds up spices. Now I say, how you didn't measure? I measure 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. She says this is practical knowledge. So you start cooking, you'll understand how much would be required, the spices and the oil, and you add accordingly, and there is nothing which is lacking the cooking. She is very good at cooking. So that is pragmatic, having a practical knowledge over something. The opposite, very simple, impractical, unrealistic, idealistic, living in your own world which you have created of ideals, which is not the real world, away from reality. You soar high in the realm of imagination. This is a realm of imagination which is not real. Please write the meaning, the opposite, realm of imagination. Next word, portent. Portent is a warning. Something is going to happen. A famous line I would again quote. Preceding events cast their shadows before. The lines are taken from Shakespeare's greatest tragedy, that is Hamlet. Something which is bad is going to happen, something ominous, something evil, something, there is a kind of thing, especially in the Hindi films you find, the heroine is praying for the hero and there's a candle which is burning and suddenly that candle extinguishes and the ICU, everybody is running in the ICU taking care of the health of the person, is about to die and she prays to God and he becomes well. Such kind of a portent situation is very much found in our daily soaps and Hindi movies. This is a sign or a warning. Something specially, something momentous, something calamitous, something bad, something evil is going to happen. It's a presage, it's an augur, it's a foreshadow. You can see foretell, foreshadow, forebode, a kind of a prophecy, but it's a prophecy that there is some calamity which is about to happen. Next word, pertinent. Please note the preposition with this. Pertinent takes only one preposition, pertinent to, related to, in reference to. This means connected with something, जिस चीज़ का उससे relevance है, something which is in connection with it, relevant, applicable to a particular matter. Opposite, please don't link the word opposite, see the spelling very carefully and please note this word because you lawyers have to give the example pertinent to the case. Appropriate, suitable, fitting, everything which is right is pertinent. Irrelevant and inappropriate are the opposites of the word. Taking up the last word for today, peril. You must have faced various perils in life. The paper talks of various perils. Peril is any kind of a danger, कोई भी तरह का खतरा, risk. Serious and immediate danger, jeopardy, risk, hazard, insecurity, any kind of a problem that you have faced, that is peril. In life we come across various perils. Life is a maze of perils. A lot of dangers, problems surrounding you, but you have to be very safe and secure, right? This is the vocabulary which will lead you to the arena and the vistas of safety and security for your selection. Right, students? Do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for today.